All right, everybody, away we go. Welcome to today's call. It is Friday, my favorite day of the week, and I am in Boston today. It's Friday, August the 16th of 2019, to be exact. Looking forward to today's sales call. And a couple of you were kind enough to send me recordings. Number one, Will Daly and his team and Passion, his inside sales agent, and then also as a follow-up, Chris Egan, you sent me some more from Kayla. So you will be number two in line here. So Will Daly's team, and then we'll go over there and we'll start to look at it. Remember, if you are a mastermind member or a guest, somebody visiting, we are doing a live event in Boston in September 28th and 29th. If you want to lock down and work on your business and lock in a better management plan, I will be there live for 2 days. trcliveboston.com, trcliveboston.com. Small, intimate group of smart people that will be in the room. And if you want to attend, trcliveboston.com. You got to get yourself locked up because it's already midway through August, and we're going to go live in Boston 28th and 29th. Looking so forward to that. And so without further ado, let's get right after sales training here today. Now, remember, I do have a couple of people that sent me recordings, and I'll repeat that if they just came in. Will Daly has Passion, who's doing a great job there. And next, beyond Passion, we have Kayla, who's in Kentucky, who's sent recordings. But I would also like to deal with some outside sales stuff today, okay? So you outside sales agents or you principals, if you have an anecdote for me. Otherwise, I'll share a couple that we've gone through. We had a really good and interesting situation with one of our buyers, or a sell by. She's a past client, and I learned a lot about really getting this detail to people, and that's how I improve my business. Each week I listen to the needs of my clients and I make those adjustments. So here we go. Remember, I'm going to open up the mics. Charlie Egan, I love you to death, and you are my good friend, but you have hold music, that's Spanish music. So remember, you can *6 your own mic, *6 your own mic. Anybody that has hold music at a big company or on their phone, or there's noise in the background, you *6 it, you mute it, *7 you unmute it. That way I don't have disruptions here. I'll give it one beat when I open up the call line, so there's no interruption. Yesterday we had a mastermind. Not only did I think lightning hit the building and throw us off, but everybody was just in chaos. And I'm going to restore order to this call today by keeping it very much under control. Respect the rules, or you go into voice jail for the rest of the call. All right? All right. Let me just open them up, check the mics. *6, mute your mic. *7, unmute it. Try to do that if you're in a busy spot or it's noisy. Okay? Okay. So, all right, good. All right. Will, you there? Will Daly.
Hey, Danny.
Hey, buddy boy. Do we have Passion on as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, superb. All right.
The Passion is on.
Awesome. Fantastic. Hi, Passion. Passion.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning to you too. Well, it's afternoon here, so I had to move along. But I do need a second cup of morning coffee, Passion. All right, so here we go. We have some recordings from you. Let me just pull them up here. Make sure I have them. Maggie was kind of.
Danny, we have one we'd like you to start with.
You bet, Will. Your choice. They're in front of me now.
What's it called, Maggie? Shoot. Edward? Was it Edward?
Well,
do you have one that says Edward, Danny?
They're all numbered, Will, but I'm happy. There's only 3 of them, so I'm happy to listen to each one at a time. So don't sweat it. Let's open this one and see if it's the right one. We'll just get it. We've got plenty of time. Hang on.
Well, the one I was hoping to start with is the one that would curl your toes.
Hello, Joanne.
Okay, that's Joanne. That's not it. Let's go to this one.
Hello.
Yes, hi. May I please speak to Karen?
I'm sorry, she's at work.
Okay, that's not it. So
this is it. I think this is it.
Oh, that's it? That one? Because there's a third one. Let's listen to the beginning.
Hello?
Hi, may I please speak to Neil?
Who's calling?
Okay, which one? First, second.
That's not it. It was the second one.
Okay, cool. All right. Any background to this before I hit it?
I don't think so. One thing we obviously need is we need to work on our sound system or our phone system. So at the end of this, I'm going to want to know exactly what you guys are using. We'll just use what you guys use.
Well,
go ahead and listen to it.
The other thing is, let me give you a heads up. when I was doing these calls, that was my thing. I was cringing. I'm like, oh my gosh, these lines are terrible. It actually turns out to be the recording in a lot of cases. So what I would say is have her call you from whatever she uses and test your line quality that way versus listening to these recordings. Sometimes whatever the recording system is makes it sound really funky, and that's not at all what it sounds like. If you're using VoIP in the past, voice over internet protocol type of system, that can be delayed, and that can cause a real serious telemarketing problem. So in the past, Will, those are two things that, especially in the sales training call, that I've recognized were hazards. So you might want to be cognizant of those two things. But here we go. Let's listen to this.
Hello.
Yes, hi. May I please speak to Karen?
I'm sorry, she's at work.
Oh, okay. Am I speaking with Thomas? This is Pastor
You are?
Bill Daly's office. And I was just giving you a call because I seen your beautiful home online. I noticed that it didn't sell. And I just wanted to send you out some free information to possibly help you sell your home in the future. Would that be okay?
Just sending would be fine. I'd be happy to take a look at it. But I want you to know you are the 34th call.
Oh.
And all the others have been just a bunch of, forget it. So I have your material.
Oh.
Yeah, there'll be a time when we will put it back on the market, but it's just timing isn't right now.
I definitely understand.
Okay.
Well, I will go ahead and mail that out to you, and you have a great day, sir.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, Will, your thought?
Danny, I figured you'd want to start your afternoon with that one.
I love it. I mean, thank you for validating it. We think they're out there, but to hear that they are out there and that all the people that wimp out on pursuing what they perceive to be difficult business, only to find out that there are people out there that amongst the noise, they appreciate professional approach. So thank you for proving it to me, right? I actually have some critique even in that small little window of time. I like it, Passion, where you're naturally yourself. Just make sure that's really you saying, oh, you know what I mean? It's subtle and it's there and it's empathy. If it's genuinely the way you would talk to anybody, that's great. If it's not genuinely the way that was your reaction, oh, geez, I'm so sorry. I hate to do that to you, right? But the fact that he just immediately liked the approach, because 34 people, you're 35 supposedly, right? He might be exaggerating, he might be saying it for real. And you are the one beacon of light. And it was just easy, wasn't it? Right? I mean, that was...
Hey, Danny, it's Paul. You're coming in really like through an aluminum can right now.
Everybody hear me?
You're garbled like you were yesterday, Danny.
Oh, boy, hang on. Let me see. I'm going to switch the internet. Check. Hearing me? Hang on. If you're online, tell those guys you can tell them I'm coming back in. Hang on. Check. Can you hear me? Hello? One more time. Hang on.
Welcome to the conference.
Okay, I switched up the internet. We good? We
Yeah,
good?
you sound better.
Okay. So Passion, what I'm saying is that if that's naturally you and the way you naturally would talk and react, awesome. Otherwise, you don't even need that. Imagine it can be that simple, like it was that smooth. And he said, naturally there'd be a time, but I basically just got worn out by everybody. You with me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Stay engaged with me. Keep that mic open and stay right engaged with me. Keep a pace with me because I'm going to go through all three of your calls. All right. Because that was awesome. Let's see what else we have. Stay right on the phone with me. Here we go.
Hello? Hello, may I please speak to Joanne?
Who's calling?
This is Kennedy calling with Will Daly's office.
And who is Will Daly?
Will Daly. I'm calling because I recently went online. I seen your home didn't sell. And I just wanted to send you out some free information that will help you sell your home in the future. Would that be okay to send that out to you?
Yeah, that's fine. Right now I'm selling it on my own.
Okay, so would it be okay to just send it out to the actual property address?
Yes.
Okay, Joanne, and then I'll give you a call in about a week just to see if you receive the information.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much. You have a great day.
Bye.
Okay, couple things going on here. In this first one, you're not prepared for the call like you were before. Okay, you hear it. Have your cheat sheet script in front of you, because really in this case, with this technique on this first call, it's really a matter of 4 lines. And see, if it was the Northeast or somebody was edgy that morning in Arizona, you would have gotten hung up on because you lost control of that call early. Now, luckily, she was pleasant. Luckily, the offer is being so well received there that you got away with it, quote unquote. But what happens is, hi, this is Passion from Will Daly's office, and then this huge pregnant pause. I'm going to play it again, and I want you to hear it. You're just not prepared, right? And so, especially early on where you're trying to find a rhythm for doing this, it's important to stay very, very much to the yellow brick road. I believe it's important that once we crack a code to stay to the yellow brick road and don't bring human discretion into it. But take that beat and make sure you're prepared. Don't let an answered phone, and that can happen. Sometimes when you're sitting down for your telemarketing 2 hours, you're going on and on and on and on, and all of a sudden somebody answers, it throws you off almost, right? Be prepared as if every time you're ringing that phone, they're going to answer. And if you're in that lane for expireds, that's what you're working on, you absolutely just be ready, right? Follow me? Just be ready. Because you're just going to smoothly say it. When we're done with these, you can role play it out with me a couple times, just so we anchor it in the brain, right? This is all about conditioning a certain behavior. The irony is, and I want to empower you too. See what I said in the first one? I don't want to lose Passion, who she is, how she reacts, her beautiful tone. I don't want to lose that. But in the same breath, a good system in a good context, right, can really help you be more personal. It sounds crazy, sounds counterintuitive, meaning what? Well, I sound like a robot if I read it. No, you don't. No, you don't, because it's been built out of conversations. This is not some theoretical script. It has been birthed by what we hear consumers saying on the other end, and you executed near perfection on the first one, right? Because you were ready. So now let's go back and listen to this one again, and you can hear the difference between the first time you did it and this one. Here we go.
Hello?
Hello, may I please speak to Joanne?
Who's calling?
This is Kennedy calling with Will Daly's office.
And who is Will Daly?
Will Daly. I'm calling because I recently went online.
You hear all that? You got all that? It's just you like this. I'm calling from Will Daly's office. You forgot what you were doing. Agreed?
Agreed.
Okay. And then nice recovery. You do fine. You recover, but listen to how many beats it takes you to recover, right? Let me go back a little bit there too.
Mm-hmm.
And who is Will Daly?
Will Daly. I'm calling because I recently went on.
See what I'm saying? It's got nothing to do with Will Daly. It's got everything to do with them. So when we lose, see, that's what's crazy about stopping the introduction, because in isolation, hi, Passion, this is Danny Griffin calling. See what happens? Now it's like, well, who's Danny Griffin? And why are you calling me? Right? See, that's why in the beginning, we just take we take the bull by the horns and we take this whole experience over. Hi, Passion, it's Danny Griffin calling from Griffin Realty Group. Boom. They have they have context, right? Now we might be the 35th person like the last one, so we have to move swiftly in. The reason I'm calling is that I saw your beautiful home online. I noticed that it didn't sell. So I want to send you some information that will help you sell it the next time. Not free information. We talked about that last week. We don't need to say free. Okay? Because less is more. I want to send you some information. I'd like to send you some information that will help you sell it the next time. May I do that? It's really difficult to say no to that if somewhere in the back of my head, somewhere down the line, like that last gentleman, I have to sell this. That's the way it is. So when you're moving swiftly through this, remember you're in control. I see so many sales situations, and I coached this yesterday. Mark Schwartz had his whole team on the campfire call yesterday for training where we went over the seller system. And what we see is, and again, there was a gal, Joyce, and I'll save that for a little bit later in the call. She did certain things that allowed the consumer to completely control the situation. And when that happens, we lose our professionalism, right? So this goes from being potentially a professional call to we're lost, right? And that's not you. And that's why we have these support systems in place to keep us from having that brain, meltdown moment where, I can't, wait, she answered, what was that distraction? A door slammed, right? Squirrel, right? Got it?
Uh-huh.
Excellent. So but this is easily fixable. So the thing is, write this down, take a beat, be prepared, read my beats, right? Take a beat to get me set up. What am I doing here? What am I doing here? Am I calling expireds? Yes, I'm calling expireds. Good. They're the hero of the story? Yes, they're the hero of the story. What do I have for them? I have Will's best stuff, and I got to get it to him. That's your beat mentally. Doesn't have to be verbal like that. Maybe at the beginning of a shift, it's not a bad idea to restate, almost like an affirmation. I'm affirming what I'm about to sit down and do here, gets the mind set right, quiets down all the other noise and all the other baggage we bring into the moment. Same thing on outside sales. Anytime I have a presentation this afternoon up in Boston, I will go there early. I will set myself up. I will walk by the front door of the building that we sold one in just recently. I will walk down to the next one. I will look at it. I will look around. I will get myself set. Just a beat. It's changing your state to be set. Tony Robbins talks about changing your state all the time. You have to be, number one, aware of the current state you're in so you can be prepped up. All right, let's take a crack at this other one. I think this is the one.
Hello?
Hi, may I please speak to Neil?
Who's calling?
This is Kennedy calling with Will Daly's office. I was calling about the house on Starcrest Drive.
And who are you with?
Will Daly.
See, here we go again. We're all over the place because there's no script here, right? None. We're not hitting beats. It's the same problem in this one. I'm going to circle back to the one you just did really well and beat up 34 other people so that we really juxtapose the difference between trying to do this on muscle versus a system. Let's listen to the whole thing. Let me start it again. Same problem, though.
Hello?
Hi, may I please speak to Neil?
Who's calling?
This is Kennedy calling with Will Daly's office. I was calling about the house on Starcrest Drive.
And who are you with?
Will Daly's office.
Are you a realtor?
I was calling because I seen your house online. I noticed that it didn't.
Oh, hang on. Not sure what happened. It stopped on us. Hang on. Can you all hear me still? Hello? Can you hear me? Everybody? Somebody?
Yeah,
Come on, guys. You got to engage.
Yes, Dan.
You got to
we
engage.
can hear you.
Yep, thank you.
We can hear you.
Keep the pace. I'm just trying to see if it was me or the thing died on me. And
Yeah.
it died on me. Hang on. I'll go down to it again. Let me find it again. I want to hear the whole thing.
Hello?
Hi, may I please speak to Neil?
Who's calling?
This is Kennedy calling with Will Daly's office. I was calling about the house on Starcrest Drive.
And who are you with?
Will Daly's office.
Are you a realtor?
I was calling because I seen your house online. I noticed that it didn't sell. And I was calling to send you out some information to help you in the future sell your home.
Are you a realtor?
Yes, I'm not a realtor. Will Daly is a realtor. I'm calling on his behalf.
Well, you can send me some information if you'd like. It's going to have to be soon because I'm going to do something before the 1st of September.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and send you out some information, and I'll give you a call on Saturday if you received it, okay?
Or are you going to send this information to?
Did you want me to send it to the actual home on Starcrest, or did you have a different?
No, I don't live here anymore.
Okay. What's your mailing address?
I live in Wisconsin now.
Okay. No problem.
Where is your office located at?
We're located here in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm calling about the house in Sun Lake.
No, I understand that. I just, I don't like to give out information to people I don't know.
Oh, no, I definitely understand. That's why we wanted to mail out the information to you so you can, research all of that information.
You can send it to me, but I will call you back if I have any interest. How's that?
Sounds perfect to me. Where should I send it to?
838.
Okay.
Mahogany Circle.
All right, we don't have to play his address, but here's the deal. Without even having to go further, you just completely lost control of him because you're not rooted in what you're doing. And Will, that's on you and I first before it's on her, right? There has to be a much stricter approach to this, because what it did is it allowed him to doubt professionalism, which then made him skeptical to allow it. And even worse, he said, "You better hurry. I'm ready to do something." Well, great. Why don't I send this out to you?
Ask for an appointment.
Yep. What I'm going there. The minute he said that, Lee's right. Where's the? Well, let me get an appointment. So where are you? Do you live at the property? Immediately. I mean, there's got to be more instinct and intuition here. You can't just go through the motions, passion, right? Your job is to certainly get the package out. But imagine this. You're following up. Why? Why are you, don't anybody else answer this. Why are you following up on Saturday? What are you hoping to do on Saturday?
The nickel tour.
Okay, say it out loud. I'm having trouble hearing you.
Oh, the nickel tour?
Yeah, to get him in.
To schedule that.
Just to get him in. So this guy said, "I'm ready to do something now." Okay. Hey, is there a chance that I could have Will just deliver it to you since your timing is right now? No, I don't live there anymore. I'm in Wisconsin. Great. Can I overnight it to you? You have to be aggressive here. This is exactly what we hope for. You have found the needle in the haystack. You found him, a guy that, and he certainly sounds like he's going to be motivated. He's not even there anymore. So this is like red alert. The red alert should be going off. Don't get in this rhythm of, well, I did my job. What are you talking about? I got the package out. No, you had the moment to close this guy to at least a phone appointment with Will. And your uncertainty about it, Will, I know Will works from home, but he has an address, right? That's where he does business. And we need to have that. Oh yeah, he's in such and such in Phoenix. He's been doing it, but just a couple of bullet points about Will to professionalize him. But because you started off so staccato, so slowly, that he was having to try to piece everything together. If you were in the Northeast, they would have hung up. It's just too much. And you're making him work. And by the time he works, now he's wondering, is this even a professional organization? Who are you again? Where's your office? See, those are all the natural things that they are asking. And you were right to say, look, this is exactly why I'm sending you out something so you can see who we are.
Danny, why isn't she saying that it's a real estate company?
Yeah.
Why is she just saying the office?
Again, I think the easy answer, Gail, is because she's not following a script. Hi, this is Passion from Will Daly's, you have to say, we know real estate, right? I mean, if she's going to say Will Daly, then she still has to say, we know real estate, right? Because that's the name of his company. So she has to say, this is Passion from the name of the company. The reason I'm calling is because I saw your beautiful house online. I noticed it didn't sell. And you got to clean up your language in there too. I can't tell exactly what you're saying, but I seen or I'd seen, that's not the best language there. Okay. So that's a little awkward too. I saw your beautiful house online. Very simple. Hold on. Very simple. I saw your beautiful house online and I noticed that it didn't sell. So I wanted to help you. I wanted to send you some information that'll help you sell it the next time. Because they're all saying yes to you. You're getting there. Whether it's the most smooth one that we had in the beginning or these choppy ones at the end, they're saying it. But what you're doing is you're getting even more information that's pertinent. This is the next level of learning for you. You got a sell me sign from that guy. You better hurry up. Well, gee, I'm happy to hurry up. You know what I'll do? I'll FedEx it to you. And let me book a direct call with the broker so we can get a little bit more information about this. We'd love to compete for the listing. We think we can sell it. What we're sending you is our program. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Lee. Go ahead.
With me?
Yeah. But
I was just going to say, I felt like that guy was giving her lobs to knock out of the park.
Yep.
Say, I can have the broker call you back in 5 minutes.
You got
or
it.
How about what's your email address? I'll email it to you right now.
Yep, you got it. You got it. And again, she's new to this, so it's important to, just say,
Danny?
hang on, say that's exactly right, Passion. Close when you can close. See, the reason, let me explain this, Paul, then you can jump in. The reason, Passion, we have the goods is the first guy. Go back to the first guy, okay? The first guy is like, oh my gosh, you're the 35th one, but I like your approach. Go ahead and send it because at some point I'm going to have to sell it, okay? But the reason you get that reaction is because it's so much better. Let me go back and find that one. Go ahead, Paul. Paul, what were we going to say?
Sorry, it takes me a second. No, it takes me a second. No, I totally understand why that happened with this newer person because she just didn't really, she'll get it because she sounds good. Yeah, like when somebody says, I'm going to be listing or I'm going to do that quickly, I wouldn't even offer to mail it. I mean, it's like, hey, you know what? Better than mail. How about I have Will, or I don't know the person's name, come out there on Saturday and meet with you personally.
Agreed.
And,
Agreed.
Bring you the materials and we'll do a quick walkthrough and I'll give you the tips and ideas on things, or he will, on things you might want to do to make sure this go around it sells. And
yeah, well, doesn't
all
even
15, 20 minutes, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, doesn't even have to go there. Doesn't even have to go that far. Okay, well, in that case, since it's right now, why don't I just have Will deliver it? Well, I live in Wisconsin. Well, great. I mean, I can overnight it to you and set up a call with Will right now if you want. I mean, we'd love to help you if it's going to be that quick a turnaround.
Oh, he wasn't living in the property.
Yeah, but we didn't know that at the time. So you are right in what you're suggesting. You are both right. You and Lee, close this deal, Passion. Close this for the appointment now. Do not wait. Do not wait till he gets it. You might not have an easy time picking him back up again. You close now. Like, look, we're training to get everybody who's motivated into this process. But when there is now business and there is out there like this, close. Close for Will to get involved. Period. Let's just leave it at that. But I want to go back and find this first one because I want you to hear yourself doing it extraordinarily well. A 95. I give you a straight A, right? I had a couple things.
While you're looking for that, Danny.
Yep. Go ahead.
While you're looking for that, I want to just make a quick point. I love that we got these barracuda, sharks, whatever on the phone because I'm not that guy. And everything you guys just said was right. I saw some of it, but not like you guys did. So this is just so valuable. So thanks a lot.
Yeah, well, you know, Will, what it is, I mean, Lee, Paul, myself, Gail, all of us have been working on this body of work in a simplistic way, looking for finite details that are taught to us experientially, meaning what? The more and more sellers that we hear, and we all had to get off of that, that needle of addiction to trying to skim just the cream and hurry. And we were chasing guys and gals like this away. We were chasing them away. So what we're not doing now is chasing them away because we have a different technique that takes that first beat that says, it's all about you. I have something for you and I want to get it to you. That's the essence of what this is. And that's the best training and coaching that I have heard globally out there on the internet in any business, right? This is all about you, and I have something for you. Nope, it's not even about me yet. Nope, I'm not trying to get in like everybody else. Nope, I'm not trying to put you down. I just want to get you the info. Well, you better hurry up, I'm moving. Well, in that case, now that you have told me a little bit about this, what I would recommend is we just hand deliver to you. You can't do that. I'm in Wisconsin. No problem. Let me go to the next best thing. I will FedEx it to you. And furthermore, I will have Will Daly follow up with you when it arrives. He's the broker that I'm referencing. He's an expert at this, and he'll be able to add some insight. And I'm sure he'd be certainly loving to compete for the deal. That's it. So see, Will, when we slow it down, that's what we're going to do in Boston, right? We take the whole business from Mastermind Group and slow every module down and just watch it. Because then once the big rocks are up there, like, hey, expireds are a natural occurrence in our market, and look at all this negative news about a potential recession, they're going to abound everywhere. And even when there's not a recession, there's some of them. And as long as we can approach this differently. See, why did she beat 34 other people? Because they treated themselves like the hero. Because the coaching and training out there is that you are the hero. Get up every day, muscle your way on the phone, do it. And nobody ever says, slow down and understand it's not about you. Genuinely give, and that will change this relationship, which is what you were kind enough to share first. Say, start with this one. Great. But now you can see the minute there's something called, Maxwell Maltz talks about it in his book, Psycho-Cybernetics, where there's a snapback effect. We always snap away from. Once we get comfortable, we say, oh, I'm not a rookie anymore. I don't need to stick to the yellow brick road. Big mistake, right? You do. You always do. And even more so, the Pauls, the Dannys, the Lees, the Gales, all of us that have been around this forever. I'm only mentioning them because they all spoke up. There's more. But we tend, I know this as the guide, we tend to cheat ourselves the worst. Top producers are the worst. Well, I don't need to do that. Yeah, that's for my people. And I can segue that, Will, into why the next piece of this and why a lot of the top producers in this group are smart enough to understand power of systems. I'm telling you that I have gotten myself under control at the next step, which is I will go into this property today with the very particular package set in a very particular order with very particular information, and I will walk through the process in a very particular way. As much as I know all this micro detail, I will control myself by putting that foundation underneath me, which ironically, I said this earlier in the call, will allow for more personalization. All right, so let me just get this. I think I've got it up, Will. Let me see if this was the right one.
Hello.
Yes, hi, may I please speak to Karen?
I'm sorry, she's at work.
Oh, okay. Am I speaking with Thomas? This is Pat from Will Daly's office. And I was just giving you a call because I seen your beautiful home online. I noticed that it didn't sell. And I just wanted to send you out some free information to possibly help you sell your home in the future. Would that be okay?
25 seconds. That's all that took. 25 seconds. And even with a couple of stumbles in the beginning where you asked for her, which ate up some time, and then for him. The difference here is your confidence. The underlying mega difference here, Passion, in this call is your confidence. You are prepared and you have the information, not stumbling over. Hi, is this Danny? Right? Now, Autumn in our office, having done this kind of thing for 35 plus years, she has a lot of technique and tactic that she practices where she says, Danny, it's a trigger, right? If she hears the man's voice, Danny? Yes, this is Danny. Hi, Danny. This is Autumn Miles from the Griffin Realty Group. The reason I'm calling is I saw your beautiful house online and I noticed it didn't sell. So I wanted to send you some information that'll help you sell it the next time. May I do that? She even emphasizes that. So in the beginning, Danny, almost like, as she explains it, a mother questioning her son, right? To get that trigger. And that's even a higher level of confidence. But the difference between your two calls where they were all over the place, you didn't set yourself, you weren't the confident Passion that you were in here. So you see, it's really us, Passion. It's the operator all the time because you have the system and it's pretty dang good here, right? Where we get this. And in 25 seconds, listen to the result.
Just sending would be fine. I'd be happy to take a look at it. But I want you to know you are the 34th call, and all the others have been just a bunch of, forget it. So I appreciate your approach.
Bang. 25 seconds to change his perception of this business. 25 seconds. That's all you had. And some of it was fumbling with, whether it was her or him or whomever, right? So if you have a man and a woman's name and you hear the man's voice, go to the man. Danny? Yes, this is Danny. Who's this? Hi, Danny. This is Passion calling from Will Daly's team. And I don't like Will Daly as much as I like We Know Urban Real Estate. Say the word real estate in there. That's contextually who you are, right? I mean, test them both is what I would say. But I'm with them. I think you just are getting caught up. And that happens too when a lot of our telemarketers or team members join us. They default to our name and us because they lack the confidence to control the moment themselves without us. We're empowering you to be this person. Okay? Does that help, all that stuff? Questions, Passion?
It does.
Yeah. Be confident. And clean up that language. I saw your beautiful house online. Okay, I saw your beautiful house online. And one last English grammatical correction. It is not realtor. There is no such word as realtor, and most people butcher it to death. There's two beats to that word. Realtor, R-E-A-L-T-O-R. Only two beats. Realtor is not a word that exists, but everybody butchers it because realtor is hard to say. Just slow it down. Anytime you're not sure of what you're saying, slow it down, and then it sounds extremely professional. Don't rush. There's no need, right? Especially in Arizona, they're chill. I like these calls. They're chill. All right, Egan, you're up. Will, thanks for sending those. That's really helpful. Those are all easy fixes, Will.
You got it, boss.
Yeah, nice move. Egan, hot seat. Theodore.
Hey.
Yep, Theodore. Here we go.
Kayla.
Hello, this is Ted.
Hi, this is Kayla with the Egan Realty Group. And the reason I'm calling you is because I saw your beautiful home online and I thought it didn't sell, and I just wanted to send you some information to help it sell the next time. Would that be okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Dang, you Southerners. Man, when you Southerners get something right, ain't it beautiful? Woo! Man, that was some smooth stuff right there. The only critique there is, may I do that? Right? May I do that? Right? Just emphasize the may I do that. Let's keep listening to this.
Can I just verify your mailing address?
Good. See, Passion, she went on right here. Let me just verify your mailing address. Smooth, 23 seconds. So taking Passion's best, and since Kayla's already been beaten up in the hot seat, here we're down to 23 seconds and we're already verifying mailing address. Let's keep going.
2316 Saratoga Drive, Louisville 40205. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll pop that in the mail to you, and I'll follow up with you in a few days, okay?
Very good.
All right, have a great night. Bye-bye.
Thank you. You too.
Bang. Control. I own you. Now, what I would say, if you want to take this to another level, you don't have to rush at the end. You got him. He's down. He said yes. It's on the phone. Hey, while I have you, just curious. How come you're trying to sell it? Looks beautiful. If you want to try that, and they volunteer some stuff, you might find out what the guy from Wisconsin said. You better hurry up. I'm ready to do this, right? So once you get that control like that in only 30 seconds, you are fully in control of this, Kayla. You own this. This guy is, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. He just banging them out. He is following your leadership. I love it, right? But now, since you're so in control and you're already expert at that piece of it, if you stick to it like that, test a little bit more now. Say, hey, while I have you, just out of curiosity, how come you're trying to sell that beautiful house, right? Go back to where we started, saw your beautiful house online. How come you're trying to sell that beautiful house, right? And see if he'll read his mind aloud for you. Because if he gives you a now signal, book the appointment now. Hey, why don't I have Chris Egan stop by with the package? It'll save some time, and I'm sure he'll want the nickel tour of it. He always likes to know what's going on out there. You can combine the two, right? Follow?
Mm-hmm.
Right, and that was exactly what Chris's critique was. He's like, you could have went further, with that, and I didn't.
Yeah, but you have to know what to do to go further. You can't just go further. And that was my critique of Chris last week was, Chris, you can't just tell her to just randomly take a walk. It's a very specific trigger question. Back to the beginning, which triggered them to begin with. Hey, just out of curiosity, how come you're trying to sell that beautiful home? We're right back again. But without asking, hardcore, black and white, weird scripted questions. Hey, if you were to move, when you all that weird stuff, make it conversational. Yes, how come you're trying to sell that beautiful house anyway? Right? Something that works, test a few things, right, but then shut up. And it's going to sound weird for me to say that to you, to Passion, to Autumn, then just shut up. Because again, the script here, and I'm trying to be the producer director of what I finally learned, I don't like to shut up, okay? I like to talk when I'm in a house and I'm talking to people. I'm into the people. I'm into the situation. But I found that when I kept my conversation very limited around the hero's journey, that hero, and I only talked about what was important to them, everything changed, okay? So ask a question, let them talk. And the only reason you're doing that question, the only reason you're asking that question, is there an opportunity to get the nickel tour set up now? Why do I have to wait for it to go and then get it? That's the only reason. Otherwise, get out of Dodge. You did your job until the next call. Okay. Right? Bravo. Right. Let's listen to this one. Here we go.
Hello.
Hello, this is Kayla with the Egan Realty Group.
Yeah, Kayla, I had a missed call from you.
Yes, I had called you actually about the property that you had on the market.
Uh-huh.
Okay, stop. See how quickly it changes when you stray. Do you see that?
Yes.
Follow me? It doesn't matter whether you call. I know what throws you off here. I know. You called him once before. You didn't get him. It's a second call. Now you're calling back, and you for some reason your brain just got triggered to think it's not the same call as an original one. Right? I'm guessing that, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Because you can hear a whole different Kayla here, where you're grasping for straws. Just Passion, you're in good company. Kayla's excellent at this too. So now all of a sudden, right? All of a sudden, here you go, ladies. 2 examples, 2 different women, 2 different states, not setting themselves correctly, not having their cheat sheet in front of them to hit the right beats, right? You can hear it. Let's listen to the rest.
I just thought it was a beautiful property, and I wanted to send you some information to help it sell the next time if you're planning to relist it.
See, I don't really need, if you're planning to relist it in here either, right? Don't even need that. Let him tell you no. Don't insinuate that it may or may not be. Presume, come on, man. You wanted to sell this for a reason. I'm assuming you're going to sell it again pretty soon. So I'm sending this stuff. So you're making up dialogue. You're putting words in where they don't need to be. Hang on.
Okay, yeah, send me the information. I'll look it over.
Okay, oh great. So you are planning to relist it then?
I'm not sure. I can't say for sure yes or no, but I mean, entertain something if you have something else to say.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, I will get that out to you in the mail, and then I'll just follow up with you in a few days, okay?
All right, thank you.
There you go. Okay, so there was the it's weird. Like you actually did get to the point I wanted you to in the last one. But for some reason, and my guess is that guy that you work for meddles with you too much. Egan, you can plead guilty or not, right? He meddles with you too much is my guess, because it just got Chris Egan'd in there somewhere where he's not giving you direction. Like he's encouraging you to go deeper. So now what you're doing is you're cheating the first beat of the script with this expired. Why? Don't do that. Don't do that. It's 2 very separate pillars. Kayla, it's Danny Griffin calling from Griffin Realty Group. The reason I'm calling is I saw your beautiful house online and I noticed it didn't sell. So I wanted to send you some information. I'll help you sell it the next time. May I do that? Bang. It's happening. Yeses proliferate. Hey, by the way.
Danny, didn't he say unless you have something more to say? Is that what he said?
Hold on. Excellent catch, and I will get there. So that beat is done. I got it done. He said, sure. Go back to verifying his address. Finish. Because you now have your internal coach, Egan, interfering with your brain set on the first beat because he's not used to this yet either. So get the first beat completed like you beautifully did in the other one. Both you and Passion did one of these near perfection, and you got the result. Then if you want to test the next level of conversation, ask a question, be quiet, let him answer. Because Gail is exactly right. He began to reveal his mind aloud to you, but it wasn't as smooth as before because you're taking things out of systematic order. So it's like, yeah, I just decided that I'm not going to fill the Coca-Cola bottles this way, right? I'm just going to do it my way all of a sudden. Or somebody's henpecking from behind me, the manager who doesn't even understand the process himself yet, and he's going to interfere. And that's what happens. I'm not picking on Chris. I'm saying this is very generally what happens in the entirety of running a small business. So it becomes very important. Just get expert at the first beat, confirm the address like you did. If I were you, I would listen to that first call 15,000 times until it was just in the middle of my brain. Don't cheat this. Don't cheat this. Don't cheat this. Then, once I've confirmed the address, hey, by the way, were you thinking about relisting this sooner than later? Or, I don't even like that if you can say something. How come you're trying to sell this beautiful house? Right? You follow me?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Lee, you want to say something? I heard you open your mic. Lee?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I felt like that she could have pressed it a little bit more, maybe to go for the appointment when he opened up that can of worms about you got something else different. Well, that's perfect, segue to, hey, yeah, we're totally, we got systems in place.
There's no doubt.
We have a 7-step plan.
Lee, there's no doubt, like Will Daly recognized that a lot of us that have done it, we recognize that moment. She can't even get to the point of recognizing that moment yet. Why? Because she cheated the first beat. So now she's out in the ocean trying to find her bearings, and she's off balance.
You're a little muffled, Danny.
It would be really, really, really clear if she had stuck to the first beat, right? You follow me?
Your mic is muffled, Danny.
Okay, I don't know. I didn't touch anything. So I'll just keep moving on. Let's keep moving. Thanks, Lee. Good feedback. Okay, he had a loud mic, so I'll just mute that for a second. I'll keep moving here. Good job, Kayla.
Yeah, and that really was pretty much the same feedback that Chris gave me. Yeah, that one. I think it did throw me off that he was returning my call, and then I got all off track on.
You got it.
Yeah. So.
And it's obvious, but good for you. You're making excellent, quick progress. You and Passion both. All right, let me go to Duran. His team sent me in something here, and we got a couple calls here. Let's take a look at this. We got a couple. I like the label. Is it Jojit? I forget who it is. I think so. Jojit, if you're still out there on Facebook, I am about to listen to your calls. So they're labeled bad calls. So let's listen to what this is.
Buy property on a lake and build a tiny home on it, and it'd only be like $50,000 altogether. I'm showing him now, but I'm looking at properties more up near Everett.
Okay, so what's your timeline? Are you guys looking to buy as soon as you find the right home, or do you still need a few more months to get ready? What's your situation?
My plan's really a little fluid, but somewhere between 3 and 5 years. So, I don't really need to find something right now, but just trying to get an idea of where and how much and where the direction of the market's going in that area and stuff.
Okay, got it. So just to clarify then, if the perfect home came on the market tomorrow, you're saying that you would still not be able to buy right now. Is that correct?
Correct. I own a business in Spokane that's doing well, and my plan is get it to the point where it can sell for a couple million. And like when I hear the word grandkid, I'm out of here. Moving over your side. Okay. So that's kind of where I'm headed right now. Is just like pricing things, figuring out what the market looks like, and I'll be retired, so I don't care what the school district's like.
Are you guys renting, or do you own your home?
I own my home. Well, the bank owns most of it still, but yeah, I own more than half of it. Yeah, because the market here has just gone bonkers.
Okay, so
I bought my house.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So if you were to move, then do you need to sell your current home in order to buy, or can you buy without selling?
No, the plan is rent out the home. The one I bought here is right near a college that's good college, and we're designing it to be rented out for apartments.
Okay.
So no, I would not need to sell my home.
Okay, good. Well, 3 to 5 years out, really too far out.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be okay if I followed up with you down the road?
Right. Yeah, sure, yeah.
And when do you think it would really make sense for me to, call you guys back?
Well, at least 3 years, because I'm building a new building for my business this next year. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I need to make that next chapter of this business flourish, and then it'll be worth selling.
Okay, got it. Well, would you like to receive our free monthly newsletter to keep you in touch with what's happening in the Seattle marketplace, especially in the Everett area? It has an updated information about real estate market trends, analysis, tips, and other valuable information. This is free. It comes out monthly. Would that be helpful?
That'd be great. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Where do you want me to send this newsletter?
Is it like paper or email?
Yes, it's a snail mail.
Okay, good. 1629.
All right, so Jojit, I'm looking for, I don't know if you're just on Facebook, if you called in too, make sure you get the call-in number next week also from Duran so you can come on. I'm not seeing this as a bad call. I think you're dealing with a tough...
I'm on, actually. I'm sorry.
Hey, buddy.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, how are you, buddy boy?
Hey.
Hey, dude, this is...
I'm doing good, thank you.
Yeah, look at I'm a fan of yours anyway. I think you're an articulate guy. By the way, to Will Daly's question about technology, tell me what you're calling her on and what you're recording with, because this is really crystal clear. What do you call on? Because you're in the Philippines, so what do you call on?
Yeah, well, just to introduce myself quickly, I am an inside sales agent from the Weisbard and Associates with Duran. So I call pretty much actually buyers because I've been listening to this the Realty Classroom for I don't know. I've been with Duran for 3 months now, and he required me to listen to this Friday and then even the Tuesday training. So I've been listening to you guys call, and pretty much you guys are amazing. And I don't know, because the every Friday I've been listening to the class. It seems that you guys are calling a cold call for seller's lead.
Yep.
But
That's okay. That's okay. Let's not worry about what we're doing. Let's focus on this one, because that's why I wanted your calls. I can't deal with a buyer call if somebody doesn't give it to me. So this is an internet buyer lead, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So what I recognize right away is that in the buyer lead, pile, there are a lot of people who have a long time frame. Hers is really long. So, you might want to talk to Duran about, is there a cutoff time at which he doesn't want to spend the money for somebody like this for the snail mail, or he does? I think that's a business decision. I think as far as the call is concerned, the only critique that I have is where's the value proposition. Well, you talked over her. You're so studied. I know how Duran is with you. You're so studied at trying to get every single line in about what's in this newsletter. She said yes, and then you kept talking. You don't need to do that. It's not. We're not trying to check a box. We're trying to be effective in getting done what the principal of the company wants done. And in this case, he really wants the same thing we want on the sell side. We want a buyer appointment. We want somebody to meet us, at the office, at a house, whatever. That's the goal. Now, this is way out there. 3 years, and you did a really good job verifying there was a real reason. She's in Spokane. She's not down where you are. She definitely keeps saying 3 years out, I got to build this business. I'm going to sell it. She's got all these things of the future, which I'm not surprised based on the where the lead comes from. Okay. So I think for everything that you were doing, that's good. My one suggestion to you, Duran, and anybody else that pursues these people is how did she really come to you? Right? You have to understand that. See, with expireds, and when we train on those, and it's not just about those, it's about any kind of call, up call from signs, somebody we meet at an open house is more physical. It's always the same thing. What is the value? What is the value that we can add to them between now and when they actually make a decision? Okay? For me, 3 years is too long. There are too many, and I built my system originally for at least 3 years. And then as time went on and I refined it, I refined it really down to about 18 months, and my preference is 12 months. In other words, inside of 12 months, we find people that are going to make a selling or buying decision. And I obsess over trying to find out the best way to get those two people, right? Buyers, sellers, at the most motivated spot. So when they're longer out, I think you did fine. But I just don't know that the value is really strongly being articulated here. The value is, look, I will not only get you the market update of how Seattle's doing so you can watch the trends, the ups and the downs and all that. That's basically why we would give them a market update. But the second part of that would be, but I can also put you on a direct feed from the multiple listing service to make sure you get all these properties. You probably don't need that with this person. But if they were inside of 12 months, you want to transition the level of service, or at least the perception of the level of service. And that's something I'll talk to Duran about next week on his one-on-one, where there's a better, we have clearer criteria where we cut something off because it's too long, and we go hunting for the ones where there's now business. Let me listen to your other call too before I run out of time. I want to hear this one.
Hi, Shubla. My name is Joe with Weisbarda and Associates. And the reason I'm calling is because I see that you registered on our property search website, checking homes for sale in the Seattle.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah, we just wanted to let you know that you now have full access to all the search capabilities. Is that okay?
Yes,
Great.
that'll be fine.
Great. So,
Go
ahead.
Well, we booked a tour for 7 o'clock today.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna ask, what are you guys looking for?
Okay, right there, stop. Here we go again. This is the third time we've heard it today, where a telemarketer gets an action opportunity. We booked a tour for 7 o'clock today. With whom? You follow me?
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
With whom? This is what I keep saying. You're over-scripted. You're just over-scripted. And what's happening is you're trying to check the box to get this whole script in, and you're not listening and hearing the action step. And I know why. I mean, 3 months in of doing it and trying to please Duran is the same thing as Passion a couple months in, and Kayla a couple, weeks in, whatever everybody's in. I get it. I get why the brain is doing it. But hopefully me and the rest of all the principals have gone out and tried to hire somebody who's intelligent. And you all are. I know, I train you all. I hear you all. So use your intelligence in a conversation. You wouldn't talk to somebody like that in real life if they gave you a signal, unless you're just talking over them. And this is why I say position yourself as the guy. You're very good at being humble to the point I just said good out loud, because you stopped, you listened to her, but when it became very important, you went over her a little bit. Let's listen to the rest of this.
Oh, we're not like specific. We were just considering it,
Okay. Well, what's your timeline then? Are you guys looking to buy as soon as you find the right home, or do you still need a few more months to get ready? What's your situation there?
I think it's more about just, if like we consider it, because we found a specific home, and we're going to look at it, and then we'll probably take a couple months to consider it.
Okay, got it. So just to clarify, if the perfect home came on the market tomorrow, you're saying that you would still not be able to buy it right now? Is that correct?
Yeah, probably not, yeah.
Okay. Well, are you guys renting or do you own your home?
We own the home.
And do you need to?
Okay, so here's another opportunity, and I'm not going to mess completely with this. I'll do a private call with all of you and Duran's team, and I'll bring it. Then we'll bring some recordings back publicly for everybody here. Again, here's another moment where I think she's already personalized this with you. So you don't need to generalize it with her. See, we always start our process with people in the most general, interesting way to this person. Hi, this is Joe calling for Weisbarth and Associates. The reason I'm calling is I saw that you logged into our site to search for homes. Is it working okay for you? Right? I mean, this is my version of what I think is conversational versus I want you to know you have all the search criteria. Is that okay? I don't even understand what that means myself, and I'm in the business. See, are we talking at them? Are we talking with them to support them in their process where we meet them at that moment? I meet you at that moment where you've just come, off of signing up for my site. All I want to do is thank you for using my site. Want to make sure it's working so that you can find what you want. That's it. I mean, if you really want to be a concierge desk, that's my concept of what that conversation is. Then all those other timing and motivation questions, we can debate until we're blue in the face as to how to trigger them. I think less is more. And say, right there and then, after, just want to make sure you get everything you want. Yep, it was, what site were you? Now you find out whether there are multiple sites and there's confusion, right? You're having a true uplifting conversation with her. And she's very willing to tell you what's up. She is. But now she's giving you a couple things to say, hey, you keep asking her this question over and over. So you're telling me if the right house came up? If you're telling me if the right house came up, stop doing that is my suggestion. Just stop doing that. It's like you're pecking away at her with a question that she's answered and you're going to begin to annoy her. So really is what's motivating you to buy a house anyway? Do you rent or own right now? Well, we own one. Oh, so is this a second house? You have to be logical in here because she's already taking you into specifics. So you might be able to solve a problem that shortens her time frame if you engage better. So in other words, if you begin to engage her in a conversation about really what was keeping you back from buying now, not so if the right house, that's agitating. Why are we agitating this person who's giving us their time? Why? You follow me, Joe? Like, we don't need to agitate her into doing something with us. We need to support her into seeing that Weisbarth and Associates is a great place to support her. So if I just say, oh, really? What was motivating you to buy another house? Oh, great. Well, and now if you're in tune with what's happening in the market in Seattle through Duran, which I should think everybody in this group or anybody who listens to it online, you should always take a beat once a month to find out what is happening in Seattle. Well, you know what? Seattle's kind of cooling down and interest rates are coming down. Has anybody pre-qualified you to purchase a house yet so that you know what it would cost? And that was one of the segues, Joe, that I wanted to talk about, which I'll do here because I'm in the little bonus time here and I don't want to go too far over because I'll listen to more of your calls next time. So you make some more with these adjustments where you listen, have a conversation, see if it's something that, you can solve or get Duran involved because the timing is now. Maybe Duran does a phone appointment follow-up with her because maybe he understands the moment better than you. That's your job. Your job is to beat on this pile of buyer leads, find out the needle in the haystack, and if it gets beyond your capacity, don't just push them into the system. Say, Duran, you might want to review this one, right? You might want to review this one. I'm thinking that maybe there's an opportunity here. Listen to this recording, right? And you send it to him. This is what I want from you. More interaction with the client and Duran, learning as you go. Not just repeating a script. That does us no good because we keep talking at people and not with them. And that was the big lesson here today. Let me explain to you how important this becomes as relationships develop. So I'm working with one of my past clients right now who's selling and buying. So when I went over there the first time, I followed the formula. And I ended up giving her a net sheet because I know she was nervous about what she would walk away with after costs. And I gave her a conservative sales price range. However, when we went out and began to make offers on other properties, she got even more nervous because my wife, who's the mortgage broker for her, did not sit down yet. It was my wife's fault. It was mine. Didn't sit down yet and go through the math. So she stopped abruptly negotiating on this, got mad because she was emotional at me. So I sat her down in the office. We slowed it down. We went back over the net sheet. It became clear to me she needed to go through a worksheet with my wife to show on a duplex versus a single family home what the payment would be. And she said in her own words after it was over, I feel 1,000% better. So see, if you'll listen to, you got her in a conversation. Good for you. Beat number one. I don't like what you're saying myself. I think it's corny. Like, I know it's not your decision, Joe, but to say it's released all the full functions and not what? I don't even know what that means, right? You have the full act, whatever. Are you getting what you want from my site? That's all you need to know, because they can go to 5 different IDX sites. They can go to Zillow. Are you getting what you want to see from our site? And perhaps if you're not, I could put you directly into the multiple listing service, including get you some solds so you can see what the money's buying. You need to learn that stuff, right? You need to learn that. That's the next level of service to people on the buy side. So, Joe, it doesn't matter whether I'm talking sell side or buy side when it comes to the foundation of thinking, what is it that they really need and want right now? And can I be the person that delivers that stuff? Got it?
Yep, crystal clear.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, cool. Because you're really, yeah, hang on. Your tone is really, really good. Yeah. Egan, is that you? Go ahead.
Yes. Yep, that's Egan. Just was hoping to jump in. Hopefully Kayla's still on the call as well. Just was wondering if you had a minute to cover the dialogue for that second call now that we've had 7 or 8 packages go out under
Stupid
Kayla.
easy. It's stupid. Chris, it's Chris. It's stupid easy. Don't make more of it than this. Hey, Chris, it's Danny Griffin calling. We chatted last week and I sent you that package. I just wanted to make sure you got it. Did you receive it yet?
I think so. I got a stack of mail on my desk.
Okay. So you haven't seen it yet?
No, not necessarily. Just,
I get 20 packets a day.
Yeah, I get a bunch.
All right. Well, you guys see what you're doing? You're making shit up. You're going. Hold on. Listen to me. You're going to the worst case scenario, and that's not really what happened. So let's just stop that for a second, and let's just go to this. Hey, Chris. Okay, why don't you take a look in that package? But what I was thinking is I'd love to get a nickel tour of the property and take a look at it. Would that be okay? Could we set that up? That's it. Just one simple question. It's one simple question. Okay. If they didn't get it, I'm still going to ask. Okay. Well, I don't know. I'm not really ready to go. No problem. I'm not trying to push you. I'm always curious to see what, is off market. And I just would love to see the house. If you don't mind giving me the nickel tour at some point, would that be okay? I'm going to ask for it again. Because I've done something professional and send it to you. And if you just time this correctly, Autumn had a concept of something around 8 to 10 days. I mean, whatever we believe it will take for that package to be dropped in and get to where it needs to get to, call back as close as to where you think it can be without being too early. That's it. That's it. Don't all this weird stuff yet. That is the minority of the time. I haven't gotten that. That's not what we're finding. She's picking up the phone. She's getting people on the phone and she's saying, did you get it? Yep, I got it. In fact, she's getting over the top reactions. It was fantastic. Why didn't anybody else send this stuff to me? Right? Well, we don't know. But you know what? I was talking to the broker, Danny Griffin. He'd love to get a nickel tour of the property while they're in that positive state. See, by giving that gift of information that's helpful, we put them into a positive state. And once they're in that positive state, we ask for the next level of relationship. Can we pop by? Got it?
Got it.
Kayla? I don't know if she's on.
Got it.
Yep.
I am. I'm still here.
Yeah, Kayla, it's just stupid easy. You know what I mean? Just, you're so smooth on the phone. Say, oh, good. Well, when you get a chance, take a look. There's some good stuff in there. But, I was talking to the broker, Chris Egan, and he asked me, if we could maybe set up a nickel tour. May I do that? Just try that as smoothly as you did the other one. It's no different. It's just we're a step deeper. Okay? And you can record those. Let's take a listen. We'll hear what they're like, and we'll go from there. Okay?
Okay.
All right, everybody. That's all I have time for today. Appreciate that. Really good when you send me stuff. Really good. And we got some buy-side stuff in there today. I give you the little anecdote at the end that when it comes to outside sales, really sitting with people, listening to what they need to understand is, or need from you is everything from the phone to the house to wherever. Listen to people, ask them what they need, what they want, and be the solution. That's the best part of it. But there are formulaic ways to get you into that position. Stick to the yellow brick road when I give it to you and make it my problem when it doesn't work by sending me recordings and said, I did exactly what you said and it didn't work. Well, guess what happens? After all these thousands of hours of doing it, we get some stuff that actually works pretty well from it live today from Arizona where it's being done for the first time, right? So stick to the yellow brick road and off we go. All right? See you next time. Thanks for being here, everybody. Good work to those who sent me stuff. Yep, you bet. You bet.